So we had a really bad argument one evening, and then she was yelling and screaming, and then she threw the bedside table at me. I never thought that I would ever say that I had experienced abuse of some sort. I felt really disempowered at that time. A friend of mine had said, let's just do something lah. So we went for Muay Thai classes together, and that was the start of it.
Grace is the founder of Youthful, BJJ Muay Thai and fitness gym that's redefining what it means to train, grow and connect. At Youthful, Grace has created a space where fitness is not just about physical strength, but mental resilience as well.
I found Jiu-Jitsu by accident. I was in a gym that had Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. One of the things that one of my seniors at that time in the gym had taught me was to learn how to breathe. Discomfort, just breathe through it. Keep calm, just breathe through it. It turned out being a really important lesson in life. All of these external things like learning these martial arts actually did help me. They helped me cope when things felt insurmountable.
How do you see all of this actually translating down to now Youthful?
It's because of this. I lead them with kindness. Everybody has their struggles, have their life. Coming in, sometimes they just want to talk, they just want to forget about their troubles outside and just create this safe space for them. Just play and be themselves.
I believe that there are some who has maybe some self-esteem issues. They feel that they are afraid of going to the gym because they might get judged and so on and so forth. What would you say to them to bridge that gap?
Hi, welcome to another episode of Man on a Mission, and today we are very, very honored to have with us a very special guest, Grace. And Grace, she has got a very, very interesting journey from moving out from a toxic relationship to being a rock star, or nearly rock star, to now actually owning a gym, right? And it's quite a special gym because it's not just a fitness gym. It actually has martial arts, right? BJJ, Muay Thai, and fitness all together. And the gym is very, very inclusive in a very different way. So I think let's just welcome our guests. Right, you mentioned something about being kind to yourself. Right. Like for me, right, I went through a very traumatic experience when I was a kid. And for the longest time, I couldn't let go. Like the present self will always blame myself back then for things that happened. So I find it very interesting that you say like to be kind to yourself. Do you find yourself doing that now? Are you able to do that now? Or is it like an ongoing process?
It obviously is an ongoing process, It's just small little things that I realized that I was doing, like, even if it's just something simple, like I spilled a drink or whatever, and then it's always the first response is, fuck, why are you so stupid? That was so stupid, That was like, it was just an accident, man. Just
Chill, man.
yeah, just calm down. And again, you wouldn't say that to your friend. If your friend was over for dinner at your house, spilled the drink, will you have said that? You have
Get
no
out
friends,
of my
man.
house.
You have no more friends.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Why will you friend you?
Why were you friend you?
Wow, I love this sentence too. Right.
Yeah, why will you friend you, right?
Yeah.
You will never say that to your friend. But you would say that to yourself. Why?
You have high expectations of yourself and you are yourself.
You have no low expectations of your friends.
Lower.
I think we all see ourselves in a certain high standard or certain strict standards that we cannot let go of. I think the thing is control also. Right? So I guess when we talk about martial arts, then it goes back to that same control of knowing when you're overboard with the strictness, when you're a little bit too kind to yourself. Because you also can't be too kind to yourself, right?
Okay, compassionate, I suppose, is the word, right?
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't mean like heck it, right? Like just like, oh, don't care, I'm just going to be a slob and like, But just don't say these horrible harsh things to yourself. just think about how you talk to your friend.
Okay, that's great. And how do you see all of this actually translating down to now new feet, right? Because we talk a lot about your inner self, right?
Inner strength.
And yes, having that inner strength, that control and all of that. And how do you see that translating into new fit right now?
Okay, so like let's say as a leader for my team, I believe in being a kind but fair leader. Need to scold means scold, but I lead them with kindness. And in the same way, then they grow and flourish as people. And brings me great joy to see how it affects even things like their family life, right? Because they're fathers or whatever. That nourishes them. And when it nourishes them, I see the impact that it has on their work. In gyms, in the gym fitness industry, honestly, the turnover rate is very, very high. But to say that my team has been with me for this long is an anomaly.
I see.
But it's because of this. I lead them with kindness. Like raising children. Like raising...
What's an example? How does it look like?
No, it's truly like raising children because you are trying to raise them in I wouldn't say your image, but sort of the image and the legacy that you want to have, right? As a mirror to yourself, right? You want your children to be the best version of you, not the shittiest version of you. So therefore, you will always put your kind of best self forward for your children, right? So it's the same. And then all of my 10 children, so many, can go out and do the same and affect 10 other of their children. 10 other people. And this to me is that concept of being like a force multiplier.
Force multiplier.
Yeah, if we can all be kinder and nicer and better, then, like I said, it affects the decisions that we make, right?
Yeah.
The reactions that we have to the world. And that passes down along the way. Or like how it relates to my business, to my members, for example, is simply just being compassionate. Everybody has their struggles, have their life, and coming in, sometimes they just want to talk. They just want to forget about their troubles outside or whatever, and just create this safe space for them. Just play and be themselves.
We lost our sense of creativity and fun and play.
Correct.
Adulting is not fun. I think.
Of course lah. But so we have to find avenues to make it more enjoyable. Otherwise, life sucks, man. Even my team sometimes, like, I tell them, hey, can you please don't come to work every day? Like, your off day also still come back. And then I said, huh? Then the members, they think that I like abuse y'all, like don't give y'all off day. But actually, y'all just come back for fun. Because here's so fun.
I see.
Oh yes, that's an interesting fact about the gym. Literally.
Like y'all don't
her coaches will come back
Yeah.
on off days.
Correct. And we hang out with each other a lot. Like sometimes I look at the team, I'm like, hey, you're very codependent. Can you please
codependent?
But yeah, we just have so much fun together. And this is something that we want to give to other people as well. Look, everybody's just trying their best to live life and to adult.
And to add up. Statement.
So let's just have fun.
Just now we talked about being kind, right?
Yeah.
So some people might also say being too kind is not very good for business. Your thoughts?
Some days I also wonder. But then I again coach myself and remind myself, and I have a little gratitude journal that I have every night. And it really helps, to remind yourself that of the great things that happen. I was walking from the MRT station to work, and I saw one of our ex-members who is on the spectrum. He was walking. I said hi to him and we were just chatting. And then he noticed that my shoelaces were undone. And so he had this special little mechanism that kind of goes over the shoelace and then it kind of auto-secures your shoelaces.
Oh.
And he took them out of his shoes and he passed them to me. And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, why? He's like, no, it's okay. I have many at home. This is the kind of people that I serve, that are part of my community.
Yeah.
And the beautiful things that come out of it. Like, he didn't even think twice about it to give it to me. I was like, wow, that is so beautiful. I have a community of people who are like that.
Wow.
During COVID, during circuit breaker, we went a few fundraising efforts to raise funds for communities who were really affected by COVID. So we gathered funds and we bought groceries and delivered them to these families. And how generous all of my members were with money, with time. Pride, that this is a community that I have built. That pride is so priceless. Yeah.
What do you think went right for you to attract the same like-minded, value-aligned people into your community?
Sticking to your guns. Like you said, sometimes people say that being kind is not worth it.
Yeah.
But when you put kindness out, kindness comes back. And this is the community that you want to have. And when you nurture it and you stick to it, those people who don't vibe with this community, they'll just eventually fall off on their own.
Yeah.
So sticking to your guns. It's not saying, this one pay a lot of money. Cannot. Not right, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So sticking to your guns.
Have you rejected customers before that don't feel right?
Only when they don't play nice with other people.
I see.
If they're like bullies. Even staff members, I've had to let go because the values were not aligned.
Oh. Like what did they do?
Yeah.
They crossed the line?
One very clearly was drugs, so that one was no.
Okay.
Not that I want to be hypocritical about it, because I used to have a drug problem. But the difference is I wanted to change.
I see.
If you want to change, I will support you. But you clearly don't want to change. In general, people who don't want to grow outside of who they are, they don't want to grow to be better, I think that is something that I find difficult.
Or they're judgmental with the members that you have, maybe.
Yeah.
Calling names.
Yeah,
or,
correct. Yeah, that's just... Yeah.
Feels like New Fit is a safe haven.
I try to be, Yeah.
But it's interesting because, like, if we think in terms of, maybe it's my preconception, because martial arts in general, no matter whether it's your more display performance martial arts or so, unless it's very specific ones, generally the martial arts tends to feel like a very competitive space. I mean, there's a certain element of competition in there, right?
There's a masculinity and like,
Yes,
like that.
there's that attached preconceived notion of that. But what you just described don't sound like martial arts.
I mean, we still have competitive people in the team. But then, are you competitive and selfish? Or are you competitive and with a team mindset? If you're competitive with a team mindset, that's what I want. You know, it's not like, oh, sure, it's a like singular sport, right?
Yeah.
But there will be people who will kind of feel like, oh, you know, they are just out looking for themselves, looking out for themselves, you know, things like that only, and don't really care about nurturing other people or whatever. That's not the kind of mindset that we like. So, you know, we actually put a lot of our competition team to work. Yeah. So they assist us in like events or teaching children.
Right.
Because there must be an element of you contributing back to the sport that you have. You know, it cannot just be about winning medals. I mean, I pay you lah, I don't abuse you, okay? I still pay you, I still pay them, okay? Yeah, but contribution back is always important. And this keeps, and I believe that this keeps the values that I would like to instill to them. Yeah.
So who are the type of people that say join your gym? Because I heard like children.
Yeah. So we have children. We also have, I mean, we basically serve everybody from 4 and up.
4. You start doing martial arts at 4.
What's the oldest? Who's the oldest you had?
My father.
Wow.
Even those who don't want to compete, especially those who don't want to compete.
Yeah.
I look around at my studio and I see people who don't fit in, and that's great. Yeah, you know, it brings me the most joy to see when I have classes full of people who don't look like fighters.
Wow. So what do they look like if they don't look like fighters?
Just the average person.
Wow.
You know, like I have a group that I call the BJJ aunties. all these BJJ moms, you know.
Wow.
They first send their kids, then they also do BJJ, and you know, it's nice to see where you know that this is just an outlet for them. It's not about being world champion. Sure, there will be a few people who want to be world champion. Great, we will help you, you know. But there are also so many people who just want an outlet.
Yeah. I find it interesting. Just now, our friend was just talking about it. He said, like, you know, some people are like, if you are dirty, you cannot use the shower. And it's like a bit like the gym analogy, you know. You
you're
can
not
only
fit,
come when you look like buff and fit. Then you don't need the gym.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So it's a very different paradigm altogether because my mom, she is a yoga maniac. I think maniac means every day, twice. That level of maniac.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
The
think
dedication there.
women her age, right, yoga is very common.
Yeah.
Right, it's kind of like a movement, right? But for me to think about my mom joining BJJ is very different. Yeah, so how did that influence came about? Is it only about the kids or were they inspired by you?
A lot of people just see us having fun and they're like, oh, okay, this looks fun. Yeah.
The hugging and everything.
Oh, I walk around with a cane. I have this cane with a little hand on this.
I see.
Like, you know, I would teach with it and like I yell at them, but it's not in that like, why are you so stupid way, you know? And like, they're like laughing and giggling and, you know, let's just have fun, man.
But of course, there's some physical exertion.
Of course lah, and you must learn things lah, you know, I mean.
Yeah. It just brings me back to a memory. Just now, I shared that I did martial arts, right? So actually, now I recall, I did 3 times, 3 different types. Right. The first one was with my mom. Tai Chi Chuan. The most
Oh my.
old, but
How old were you when you did that?
I was in primary school. Early,
that must be
young
boring for you.
primary. It was okay. I enjoyed martial arts actually. I did enjoy it, but after a while it just dropped off. Right, we were too busy with other stuff.
Yeah.
Then second part was Aikido. So I was from SIDA, and all Sidarians are trained in Aikido in secondary 2. Right, and the third one was of my own accord. Right, I decided I want to pick up martial arts again. So I went to a martial arts school. And that's when I felt like, I was the oldest one in the school. So I was the oldest one in the school, and I really didn't like it as well. I got my first level cert and all that. But I could feel a huge disparity. So one, that school has a certain competitiveness to it. So they were training the young kids for SEA Games. I mean, sure, I get it, right? Of course, there's a lot more focus there, right? They're training to be Singapore's like medal winner, sure. But it's just very odd when I was there. Like, I was this, they call 大姐姐 of everyone else. And I wasn't that old. I mean, I'm not that old still, but I wasn't that old. So it reversed back a few years, right? I was still the oldest and I felt so out of place. So I find it very interesting, like the mothers and all that can still join and be part of this community.
How do you even segment them or categorize
Do they
them?
join in with everyone else? Is there a special group for them or?
No, they also come for regular classes. But I also teach the ladies class and they all like to come for that. I mean,
Also, you have a specific ladies class.
yes.
That's for women, mothers, aunties, even.
Aunties.
Okay.
Led by the auntie.
I guess it makes sense though, because Jiu-Jitsu is quite body contact as well, right? It's a lot of body contact,
I
so-
mean, for some people, it's also a religious concern.
Yeah. Okay. Also, you have Muslims.
Yes.
And okay.
We do have a good number of them.
Wow, that's quite a huge variety of people.
Yes.
Different walks of life.
Yes, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Because you also learn that there's commonality in difference.
Wow. What's the commonality that you see among different people with different walks of life?
That we're all just really trying our damn best. Whatever that may look like, whether it's being a parent, whether it's being a stay-at-home mom, whether it's being a single mom, whether it's being first-time dad, or, you know, you just graduated from school, you don't know what the hell you're going to do with your life.
We're all just humans.
Try our best specifically.
Trying our best to be humans as well. Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to go out and fail, right? I mean, really, realistically, nobody just wants to, like, even if you do nothing is something,
Yes.
right? So at the end of the day, we're really all just trying our best to pass the days, to make a good, fulfilling life for ourselves. And I say, however that may look like.
What's your vision for New Fit? So currently you have one center at Kallang Place, right?
Kallang Wave
Kallang Wave
Mall.
Mall, yes. What's your vision for New Fit?
Like for me, a dream for this business would really be to be able to give out scholarships to people who maybe at youth risk, at risk youth who are maybe fitness can give them a better life. Maybe the fitness industry can give them a better life. The fitness and martial arts industry can give them a better life. You know, and if we can train them to be instructors and then send them out to the different branches, that would be an absolute dream for me. Yeah. I mean, even in the business, you know, my team, we've had someone who was in a terrible accident when he was 4 years old, barely survived. Now he's an instructor. I had another instructor who was an ex-offender, drugs, all sorts of things lah. You know, maybe highest level of education only like primary school, but can still make a living for themselves, for their families.
Yeah. So it seems to me like that movie. What's that movie called? King's
No, Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman.
That's by far Kingsman and Greatest Showman.
Oh, what about murdering people? Right?
One is about exploding heads. The other ones are quite different, yes.
Yeah, that show, right? Because it's about bringing society's outcasts together and then giving them
Well, we shouldn't say
Attention.
outcasts.
Yeah.
think
I
it's
mean, we're
just
all
not-
misfits.
Yeah, just misfits.
yeah, society's misfits coming together and, you know, building a community and everyone, and the love grows from there.
Yeah, and it's a safe place to be yourself.
Mm.
Like, so I had a Christmas party with the ladies, and it was so chaotic. And I said, other people's Christmases are calm with elves. I have chaotic Christmas with goblins. Goblins. All of you mothers to children, come here and then chaos.
Wow.
Chaos goblins.
Well, it sounds like fun though.
Yeah, sounds like real fun. Sounds like they can let loose from their
Yeah, but it
usually
wasn't
motherly
even in
figure.
a bad way, you know. It wasn't like, oh, wow, free flow alcohol and then everybody drunk. It wasn't even in that way.
Yeah.
It was just enjoying each other's company and just like doing
Healthy fun.
stupid things together and eating a lot
Yeah.
Yeah.
more than we worked off, but it's okay.
So is your mom a member of the gym?
No.
Oh. Are you planning for her to get involved or?
No.
Are you going to go down asking every member?
No, just curious.
Yeah,
Because
my
it seems
mother
like-
would be like, I think you all can do this better.
Oh, okay. I see.
And actually, I can recognize like the same type of relationship with my mom.
Yeah, because her household her mom is also the kind of like matriarch.
Yeah.
Make the calls, right? The lady
Yeah.
boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she's the classic one who says, I hate inefficiency.
Oh no.
And she's also from a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
So I can draw parallels.
So my mom was also a Sita girl. Very proud of it.
oh,
Oh, there we go. Seems like Sita girls
And then she
produce a lot of lady bosses.
yeah, and
my
then,
mom is a Siderian as well. so
see, and then
yes.
you know, she was like, yeah, you know, at my age I was a track champion, and then like
Wow.
Wow.
NPCC, don't know what, and
Well, it
then
sounds like my
like
mom could possibly know your mom.
like overachieving plus kind. Then you're just like, okay, mom, I know.
So after you created New Fit, right, and you set up New Fit, how's the relationship like with your mom right now? What does she see you as right now?
Still stupid, but she never fails to remind me.
Yeah.
But in that sort of dry humor way lah, you know, because I'm sometimes, like when I call people, I'm very used to going, hey, Adeline, it's Grace, you know.
Yeah.
So one day, I was in the middle of a very busy day and I didn't think about it. I called my mom. I needed to tell her something. Hey, mom, it's Grace. Then she's like, I know. How many children do I have? Who else will call me and call mom?
Dry humor.
I'm like, yes, that's right.
Wow.
That's right. Anyway,
Change topic.
I mean, my mom and I have always been great lah. So, you know, it's not like, there was anything really to mend or whatever. Yeah, I mean, she's been very supportive of the business. Even when when I first started Trifecta, when I told her that that was what I wanted to do, I was a bit worried because, I was like, oh no, what will my mom think? Oh no, here is my daughter off on another harebrained adventure.
Wow.
And when I told her, she said, what took you so long? I kind of expected that you would do this earlier.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Shocking, right? I also got shocked.
Pleasant surprise. I see.
Yeah. She never really imposed.
Mm.
Yeah. So as much as she had her own opinion, she never really imposed them on me.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you think her being a strong businesswoman impacted you in wanting to be a strong businesswoman also?
It was one of the things that I needed to be kind to myself about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because then it was like, oh, am I failing my mother? Like, am I not living up to her standard?
Yeah.
Then that, yeah. So that was one of the things that I had to learn to be kind to myself about as well.
So you did, like, in your mind also really look on her as a model.
Of course lah, I mean, she had me when she was very young. She was 23 years old.
Oh.
So every time as I was growing up, she never failed to remind me, when I was your age, I already had you and the company. You know how hard it was to have the company and a child. Things like that. So it was always like, okay, I know you did life better than me. You did adult better than me. So in my 20s, I heard a lot about that. So yeah, it was kind of one of the things that I needed to learn to be kind to myself about lah. That different people have different paths and different timings, and that's okay. And success looks different to everybody. And I just needed to find what was, or what I think would be, my version of success. Yeah.
So I knew fit because you talk about how people from different walks of life come to your gym, right? So, I mean, the audience is hearing this, and I believe that there are some who has maybe some self-esteem issues. They feel that they are afraid of going to the gym because they might get judged and so on and so forth. So what would you say to them to bridge that gap?
To just show up for you. We all think that people are like talking about us or have judgments, right? But actually, no leh. Most people are just worried about themselves and their own lives. They really...
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even
How do you come to that realization?
when I can't remember which gym it was. I can't remember whether it was in Australia or whether it was here. But one of the other teammates that I had kind of... she was always very hostile to me.
For no good reason.
Yeah, like I was her competition, And then, then I heard from someone that, she thought that I thought I was better than her.
Wait. She thought that you thought
Yes.
you were better than her?
Yes.
Oh.
Then I'm like, huh? But then my only thought is, I'm very hungry, what am I going to eat after training? It's like, huh? I got so free to go and think about you. Then that made me think about all the times where I thought that people thought about me. But actually, maybe they're also just hungry.
That's why I look hangry, right? She thought it was stuff.
Yeah,
Chicken rice
hangry.
next or...
Correct. So then I thought long and hard about it. Then I realized, okay, when I asked myself, were there also times where I was judgmental to people or whatever? Yes, for sure. Yes. Did that linger very long? No. And then that must be so for everybody, right? You really think about your judgment about somebody for like 1 week, no, right?
No.
I'm too caught up in my things.
Exactly. You think
Sorry.
about it once, it's a passing thought, oh, okay, lor, you know. Does it really stay on? Does it give you sleepless nights?
Not
No.
really.
But it gives me sleepless nights when I think that you are thinking about me and judging me.
Yeah. So it's amazing, right? Because you brought up 2 points. Sometimes you think people are judging you. They're not even judging you.
Yeah.
They're thinking about themselves. Then the second point is, even if they judge you, it's only a fleeting thought that lasts maybe a few seconds. But we
Hold your
we
breath
cook up
and you will pass.
but we cook up an entire story about how this person is hostile. First it's hostile, then maybe eventually hate me, then maybe it's doing something against me. But there's nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all in your head.
Yeah, it's on the head.
And you're very right. It's the stories that we tell ourselves. And sometimes, a lot of times, these are not kind stories. Why do you think that people are talking about you? Because you feel like you are not worthy. You know, is it coming from that place of not enoughness? You know, is it coming from that place of like insecurity? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a good reminder to ourselves.
Yes.
Especially people in the media industry, right?
And at the end of the day, you can't please everybody lah. So as long as the people you love you back, that's enough, man. Yeah.
So finding your tribe.
Yeah.
That's great. One last thing. Right now at Newfit, do you have any initiatives or any special things that's coming up?
Right now, no, but in a couple of months, yes. Every Hari Raya, we actually collect Milo packets for underprivileged homes lah. Then we will do a call to our members who wants to volunteer to deliver. We do that. Yeah, so we pack and deliver.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can sense that you have a lot of heart for the community outside and for the community within also. And it's about how people, they are like-minded and value-aligned like you, come together to use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a means, right? To be able to spread kindness and spread their love and come together, right? Even if they might feel that they are judged by society or they are not enough, per se. Well, I really love that.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought your initiative would be, next week we are running a promo. It's only $3.99, you know?
Oh, no.
So your answer really surprised me. Yeah. Very inspired.
Yeah, I'm also very inspired. If you remember just now, she also shared about during COVID times, how the community rallied to do something for people outside. But as business owners, we all know, right? COVID times, actually the physical businesses that require walk-ins were very badly hit.
Correct.
Right, but they are not really sitting on that point, but thinking about the community at large.
Yeah.
Right.
We were all home anyway, but we are lucky we have roof over our head, food to eat at home. Other people don't even have that. Yeah.
Wow. So if I were to think about this in 3 phrases, I feel that Newfit is an amazing brand that gathers people that are learning to be kind to themselves, are learning to have their inner strength, and they are here as a community to be able to spread their kindness to the community outside the community as well.
Thank you. We're just doing our best.
Yes. And doing your best.
Yes.
Wow.
2 rituals then. One of it is you do an introduction to the camera, basically self-introduction. Hi, I'm Grace and I'm on a mission to, and then you state your mission.
Because it's men on a mission. Men meaning women and men.
I
clarify.
emphasized that many times.
I see.
Yes. Okay.
Roll.
Anytime.
Hi, I'm Grace, and I'm on a mission to change the world by changing how you feel about yourself.
Wow,
Thanks.
perfect. Yes.
Okay. Next ritual.
Yes, the next ritual. The previous guest, who is Huron, he actually asked you a question after hearing about your story, a brief introduction, of course. He wanted to know, right, what is your tipping point, right, when you were in your darkest moment in your life? What was the tipping point or the story that allowed you to take that step and tip over?
When I moved to Melbourne and it didn't work out. So this was after the bedside table relationship. And it kind of felt like the stars were aligned for this relationship and this move to Melbourne to work out, you know. Like even I was at the airport and I was in the smoking lounge and I had bumped into this friend from my theatre days long ago. You know, I haven't seen him since my theatre days. And then he was like, oh my God, shit, I have to go. You know, which flight are you on? Then I told him. Then he's like, oh, I'm serving your flight. Okay, I see you at the Aerobridge. So I didn't think much about it. I saw him on the Aerobridge. Turns out he's leading steward, brings me to first class.
Wow.
Had like baller trip to Melbourne, right?
Wow.
I'm like, wow, this is meant to be. You know, the universe is telling me, lie flat and enjoy, child. This is all going to work out. You know, and it was just smooth, lor. You know, everything was just smooth to get there, to find a house, to this, to that, you know. And you know now, when life is smooth, you're like, yes,
Yeah.
this is for me. And then when it didn't work out, it just felt like a big slap across the face, you know. And I was like, what in the world? You welcome me here with my lie flat first class cabin, you know, and then like,
Gonna clickbait.
yeah,
Big.
yeah, catfish, you know. And that was really a really dark moment of my life. I remember I was crying on the phone to one of my friends back home, and then she had told me, you know, you can always come home. And I said, no. You know what? No, I'm not going to tuck my tail between my legs and come home again. Because that was what happened after the singing contract thing. I said, I'm not going to do that again. If I do the same thing, I'll get the same result. I don't want to do that again. And I just stuck to my guns and decided to stay, do my own thing, make new friends, build a new life. Got a dog because swore off relationships. This just go get a dog.
Loyal for life.
That's right. Best decision ever. And then that was when I thought long and hard about life, about the decisions that led me there. You know, going through all those stages of like being angry, disappointed, and then learning to be kind to that. Yeah.
And that's when you decided that you need to work on yourself.
Yes. That I needed to face my own demons in a way. Accept the feelings, feel the feelings. Just ride through it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was truly my tipping point.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow. I love how you tell stories. It brings me deep. Deep into the story. Yeah.
But for a moment, we forgot. We are supposed to be asking questions. Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Any more questions for me?
Yes, you have one more, right?
No?
You want to ask the next guest?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So,
Okay.
what would be a question that you'd like to ask the next guest? Okay, for context, the next guest, she's female, also a business owner. Her industry is very interesting. She's actually a licensed money lender for businesses.
Okay.
Yeah, but after she's very funny. She told me, you know, I never needed any marketing help because all businesses always needed money. So she told me that and say, but after a while, I felt that it was irresponsible for me to continuously lending money out to irresponsible business owners that don't even know how to use the money. So she has instances where she managed to cash out $1 million for the business. 6 months later, the business owner came back and asked, can I borrow another sum of money? Then she's like, oh, where did that 1 million go? Oh, spent all. Yeah, so she is on the mission, right, to teach financial literacy to banks, to business owners, so that they can become bankable again or bank ready again. So it's about good money habits within a company.
Okay.
In a business context.
In a business context.
So I have to ask her a question.
What will you be interested to know?
Will you lend me money?
Okay, wait. This question, is it from a business owner perspective or like personal? Different,
Okay, I think serious question now.
No, that's a great question. So is it about like criteria of lending money to a business or?
Yeah, I'd like to know that. You know what makes a business worth lending money to? Like, is it like a business plan? Is it like how do you know whether I'm investable or not, right?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll review it in the next episode.
Again, will you lend me money?